what is up? I hope all has been well. I am back with another video today. The end of the year is almost upon us. I have read a lot this year, some great, fantastic, saucy, dramatic, mysterious reads. But I still have so many more that I have to finish before the end of the year. So I am going over the books and or series that I would like to finish before the end of 2023. So the first book I would like to finish before 2023 ends is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillick. So this book is a part of the Shepherd King series. I read the first one, One Dark Window, in my last review, and I enjoyed the book so much. The book gave me all of what I like to read. Dark fantasy, there's riddles and poems, there's a tall, dark, and handsome lead. But I really want to know what happens with Elspeth. Will she come back from going into oblivion pretty much when Nightmare takes over? Are they gonna find all 12 cards? Will the kingdom be saved? I want to know. And of course, I like the little hints of romance, the little hints of love and light that we have between Elspeth and Raven. I want to see how that turns out. So fingers crossed. The next series I would like to finish, or catch up on, I should say, is the Naga Bride series by Naomi Lucas. Now remember, we are unapologetic readers on this channel, okay? And I like me a little bit of sci-fi. I like, not a little bit, a lot of it. I like me, you know, the tall, alien-ish, muscled, you know, got a little bit of fang. The Naga Bride series is very interesting. There's 6 different books, and I have to read. The 6th one comes out next year, but I have not read book 5, which is Boomslang. This series takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, and humans have had an interaction with an alien species. Something happens where they anger this species, and pretty much if you didn't die, you were on a ship to leave the planet. The humans left behind were a snake human alien hybrid to populate at least this area of the planet that the book takes place. Humans have left Earth, but have returned to Earth to try to find the technology that they need in order to defeat the aliens that drove them from the planet, and to have technology to defeat a new alien enemy that has arisen. Of course, they didn't expect that the hybrids that they left behind to populate. And a lot of these hybrids that are left behind are males. Each book has a female lead, and most of the women are a part of the armed forces that return to scout for this technology and to recover it. They meet these Nagas, and of course there's this chemical attraction that cannot be denied, and I'm all here for it. As weird as it is, okay, because these are like snakes, okay, humanoid snakes, it's very interesting. So the first book takes place with a viper The second one is a king cobra. The third one is a blue coral. The fourth one is a death adder. The fifth book, which is the one I need to read, is a boomslang. And the one that comes out next year is a cottonmouth. I just appreciate how the author was able to weave together like the history of the humans' interaction with these aliens that they source some of this DNA from. You know, they're trying to, the female leads and the Nagas are trying to figure out, you know, use of this technology and how it's going to help them with the new enemy that they have to face. They can't deny this chemical attraction that they have, but you know, the chemical attraction grows. They've been alone. There's not any female Nagas around. They're lonely. So here comes a female on two legs, and the author makes it work. She makes it work. For any of my girls that love the sci-fi genre of romance, here you go. This is another series I am excited to catch up on. In this case, finish, because the last book, I think this is the last book. The last book is out. Nightmare Verse series by L.L. McKinney. The first two books I have read years ago, and I've actually reread them since first reading them. And the third book came out, I think, in September or October of this year. And in preparation for this third book, since it's been so long since I've read the first two books, I'm rereading the first two books. The Nightmare Verse is a retake on Alice in Wonderland. Nightmare Verse is written by a Black author. The series is fantasy, young adult, and Alice's father passes. And this is, of course, traumatic to her. She runs away and runs into a dark creature that we'll eventually come to know as a nightmare. She happens upon Addison Hatta. Of course, this is supposed to be the Hatter. And Hatta is from Wonderland, and his job is to stop nightmares that are created from human imagination, human dreams on Earth. He recruits Alice to help him, and she becomes what is known as a dream walker. I love Alice because she is kick-ass. She is a teenager trying to juggle school and her crushes, which include Hatta, you know, dealing with the death of her father and being there for her mother. You know, all the teenage things with that magical, that black girl magic component. I'm here for it. It gives me anime vibes. Alice likes anime. If you don't know, I do too. And it gives me like Bleach vibes in terms of the weapons that she has to use. They're blades, but they take, you know, their strength and essence from the wielder of the sword. And if you don't know what Bleach is, you need to find out if you like anime, okay? And then there's a part where she describes Hatta's room, and it gives me Howl's Moving Castle. So anybody who likes Howl's Moving Castle, who likes anime, who likes black girl magic, this is the series for you. So this next series is going to be a doozy to finish because it has been so long since I've read like the first 3 books that in order for me to feel prepared to read the 4th, 5th, and 6th books, I need to reread the first 3. This series is Harrow Fair by Catherine Ann Kingsley. Harrow's Fair is, oh my gosh, see, it's been so long since I read it. I'm like, what is it about? In Harrow's Fair, a woman by the name of Cora Glass gets invited to go to a traveling circus that hasn't been open in like decades. Upon entry into this fair, at least the second time she comes back, because I think she comes back, she has to pay pretty much a piece of her soul in order to enter. And when she enters, she does not, at least where I left off at, she can't come back out. She attracts the attention of the puppeteer, okay? You know, tall, dark, psychopath, villain, has like the eyes of that doll from scary movie Saw. I don't know if I'd be down for that, but again, villains need love too. Anyway, so Cora is trying to navigate her new role as the fair's contortionist. Also not trying to be like killed or banged to death by the puppeteer. Again, no judgment. No judgment. No judgment. I am here for the weird circus erotica vibes, and this book has that in it. So I will be trying to finish this series before the end of the year. Mama's Brood by Shay Rucker. It is a trilogy. I think this series is finished. Read book 1, which is On the Edge of Love. Midway through the second book, which is Unleashing the Storm. And Mama's Brood is like an assassins for hire organization. They, you know, take jobs to do the deed and not the one that requires you to lay down. Well, maybe this one does make you lay down and not get back up. The men of Mama's Brood get attracted to black women who are either on the run from something or, you know, just draws their attention. And of course, that type of relationship is going to unleash a myriad of consequences for dating an assassin or sleeping with an assassin. So, you know, we're reading about how they're defeat a bad guy and get back loved ones, and the series is spicy. It has this erotica moments in it, and then, you know, the characters are unique. They have their own issues. It gets kind of dark at some times, but I want to see these characters have a happily ever ending, and I love those, and I'll be reading to hopefully read that. The last series that I am hopefully going to finish before the end of 2023 is the Population series by Elizabeth Stevens. She's a black author. She writes books where the female leads are women of color. There are multi-ethnic couples. So Population is a 3-part series, and each book has a different couple as its lead. In the universe of Population, it takes place in a post-apocalyptic Earth. Aliens come to Earth that can no longer live on their planet. These aliens are similar in characteristics of vampires. They're fast, strong, good looking. They have the fangs, okay? These aliens try to negotiate their settlement on Earth. And of course, governments weren't having it. There's a war, and this creates the post-apocalyptic world. I've read the first book out of this series several times. I have not read, I started the second book. I have not finished it. I didn't get very far. So the second and third books are what I have to finish from the Population series. They also call these aliens others. And in the first book, the woman starts off with the name Abel. And Abel loots the body of an other, not realizing that he's actually alive. And this other is royalty among these vampiric-like aliens. She has to try to get her best friend's daughter back after she's kidnapped by an other. This is another read by a black author, sci-fi in its genre, and the female lead is a badass, smart, strong. I appreciate the representation, the diversity. So these are the books and or series that I am trying to finish before the end of 2023. I think that this is going to be an ambitious goal, but I'm determined to do it. I just want to get these read, and hopefully I can do a review on them soon. Fingers crossed I can do it. Like, comment, let me know what y'all reading, or if you've read any of these. If you plan to read any of them, I hope so. Until next time, be unapologetically you.